hope you're doing great. In this video, I'm going to talk about why iOS 14.5 probably didn't kill your business, but you probably did yourself. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Rasmus and I'm the owner of Minix, and we help D2C e-commerce brands add an extra 150 to 250K to their monthly revenue with things such as paid advertising and UGC content on a performance basis. If you stick around to the end of the video, I'll show you examples of how iOS 14.5 probably didn't do anything at all to your tracking, even though you might be thinking that it did. With that being said, it's been around 1.5, like 1.5 years now, maybe a little bit more, since iOS 14.5 came out. And so in these last 18 months, it's arguably been the most hectic 18 months in the marketing space we've ever seen, like hands down. From privacy policies to the rise of UGC and TikTok, so much has happened. But one fear that people in the marketing industry are still milking on is iOS 14.5. Like, I see this all the time. I was on a sales call. So this is the 25th of October. I was on a sales call last week with someone who said, last year we were doing like 50 to 60K a month. And now we're doing like 20 purely because of iOS 14.5. There's nothing else to it. That was just the end. And it's quite sickening. So while you're on sales calls after sales call with new agencies, whispering into your ear, and I hear this a lot, you're only tracking 30-50% of all your conversions. We'll give you the secret formula to track, everything, and all will be fine. Your competitors are just leaving you in the dust. So let me just give this to you straight. The actual day-to-day workflow and reporting on platforms like Facebook are largely unchanged. Okay? So at this point, if any agency is trying to drill fear into you by using iOS 14.5 like this, black box, you just need to run away, because you need to realize they've been working with the protocol for 18 months now. There's no news to this. It's just how it's been for the last 18 months. Like, there's no news to it. So, and also, if you as a business owner still use that to blame anyone else but yourself for your lack of growth, you need to realize that it's not going anywhere and you're still playing on the same terms as anyone else, right? All your competitors, those you see that are growing exponentially, they're in the same playing field as you. So there's really no excuse for it. You can't just blame it. You need to blame yourself here because you're in charge of your own life. So let me just first here give you the TLDR, too long didn't read, of what Apple did and what Facebook implemented regarding this whole tracking issue, because I think that will shed a little bit of light on everything. So Apple implemented a prompt asking their users if they wanted to be tracked or not. So most people are probably not opposed to being tracked, but when given a forced choice, most would probably prefer to not be followed around online. And that was the whole thing, 80%. At least that was forecasted. I'm not sure what the actual numbers is, probably a little bit higher. But if given the forced choice, they would probably not prefer that. So if the user opts out, Apple will essentially shield them from being tracked on their phone from all apps, and that is excluding Apple's own tracking in things like App Store, but that's a whole nother story. But so they're getting shielded, right, from tracking. But Facebook implemented AEM, aggregated events measurement, which was a protocol Apple allowed them to, which allowed Facebook to track one event, regardless of whether people opted out or not. So if people didn't opt out, all fine and dandy, just like it's been before. But if they opted out, you can still track that one event. And so you can prioritize these events and have up to 8 events tracked, meaning that the highest prioritized events will be tracked if executed, and if not, then the second highest priority will be tracked, right? So you can kind of see it. So do you see where I'm going with this, right? So if your funnel, right, starts at the bottom, so that would be just a what we call a view content in Facebook, so a product page view, and then they add to cart, they initiate a checkout, and then they purchase, right? You can prioritize these. So if a person makes a checkout, Facebook will still track that. It just won't track all the other things. But if they don't purchase, but they just add to cart, Facebook will track that and report back to you, but they won't track anything else, right? Below that add to cart in the funnel, so to say, in your prioritization. So Facebook is still allowed to track your purchases, and you need to understand this. So when this whole thing came out, and in the months after that, we spent a lot of time, and an obsessive amount of time, to be honest, actually trying to understand the impact. So the impact, because every one of ours was, crying online about how suddenly their results went to shit. And it's for me and for us, for our team, it wasn't like it's not that important, in my opinion, to understand the total nitty gritty of everything, as long as you can understand the big picture of what's actually going on, but you can just understand the actual day-to-day impact, you're going to be fine. So did we actually see fewer conversions? Well, yeah, we did for some clients. And this is a fun fact. So we have 4 clients in the Netherlands right now, and they track nothing. Like we will see in other sources or other tracking mechanisms than just Facebook, for example, that they've gotten, like, let's just say they've made 1,500 in sales from Facebook, but Facebook will just report nothing. So yeah, there is some clients, but pretty much everyone else besides the clients in the Netherlands tracks completely fine or still over reports inside Facebook. So you need to be aware of this. So Facebook was notoriously known for over reporting its actual impact because it had, before iOS 14.5, it had a 28-day click attribution, what is called. So this just means that if anyone clicked your ad and made a purchase in the next 28 days from clicking the ad, Facebook would take credit for that. And I think the reason why most people saw a decline was because of that. So marketers would all the time use 28-day click, but now they could only attribute purchases in a 7-day window. So you click, and then if you don't buy within the next 7 days, you don't get attributed that to Facebook, which would inevitably lead you to see, fewer conversions, because you literally cut your attribution window down by 75%, right? It goes from 28 to 7. But this is not how you measure the real impact anyways, this 7-day window. So how do you actually measure real impact? There's a free way to kind of ballpark measure it that's pretty accurate. And then there's a paid way. I'm going to go over both. So the free way is what we call, it's Shopify UTMs. So Shopify Analytics. So Shopify has their own UTM reporting, which is, UTMs is just a fancy terms for a string of code or string of letters you put into URL that a tool can read, such as Shopify Analytics. And this allows you to see where people came from before they ended up making a purchase. So this is what's called last click attribution, which is it's a better impact determinator, because it tells you, okay, someone clicked this and then made a purchase, not someone clicked this Facebook ad, clicked the Google ad, and then made a purchase. Then both Facebook and Google will take the impact, right? Shopify will just show you the last platform someone clicked. But the tool is not perfect, and it doesn't work that well for Google ads. This is something we find. So it will give you a good indication for how many purchases your Facebook and TikTok ads are making. And you can use that to cross-reference. So if Facebook is reporting way more than what you see in Shopify, you can be quite sure that Facebook is still over-reporting and not under-reporting, like every single agency in your email inbox is saying. And it will be like that for 80% of the cases or more, unless you're in the Netherlands. Then pretty much 100% of the time you're going to be under-reporting, but you're probably aware of that. Then, so besides Shopify UTMs, we have Triple Whale, arguably the best tool, maybe besides Northbeam. I've heard some good things about it, but I haven't tested it, for seeing accurate data, and that will give you data points you've never seen before. So Triple Whale comes with its own attribution modeling, and will give you an insight into how your customer journeys, actually look like with the different ad platforms. So since Triple Whale has the option to attribute based on the last ad platform click, you will automatically get more conversions shown here than in Shopify, simply because Triple Whale assigns a user ID to every person and then remembers from what ad platform that user came from. So basically, if you think about it, let's say someone clicks a Facebook ad and then searches for you organically on Google and then makes a purchase. Shopify would say that came from organic on Google, and Triple Whale will give you the insight and say this came actually from a Facebook ad, because the paid ads you can manipulate. It's pretty difficult to manipulate an organic Google search if you just search for a brand name, right? But you can manipulate the Facebook ads and the volume you get from the clicks. So Triple Whale will show you that this person actually came from Facebook ads and not just Google organic. So it gives more transparency, which will just help you scale faster. So these are the two tools you basically have in your arsenal. Triple Whale is $300 a month, so not that big a deal. But then let's try and wrap this up, right? And let me show you how little impact iOS 14.5 actually had on attribution and conversion tracking, right? This just to hit it home for you. So this is Triple Whale. This is Triple Whale for a client. Last 30 days, this is what Facebook is reporting, and this is what Triple Whale is reporting. So you will quite clearly see here, Facebook is reporting a 2.1 in the Ads Manager, but the true return on ad spend is 1.58, right? That's a 30% higher ROAS in Facebook than it is in real life. This is a client in the US. So no, you're not attributing a 50% less. You're actually attributing 30% more. And then this is another client. So this is for the last 7 days. You will see here they had 17 purchases in Facebook Ads Manager. But when you go into Shopify, so this is the UTM tool I was talking about, you will see Facebook ads. So these are the UTM codes we put in, and I've just pulled out some sensitive information. But you will see here there's 8 orders that's actually being tracked, but Facebook took credit for 17. So your agency will tell you you're getting 17 orders from Facebook, but this is only half of what you actually got, or this is only 70% of what you actually got because you're not tracking it all because, iOS 14.5. But no, that's a lie. It's more than double. Like, you're attributing more than double the actual conversions, right? So it's a whole marketing ploy. It's not true. And as I said, if any agency ever tries to tell you, you're tracking less, take it with a grain of salt. Just run. Now, this is probably a pretty stark difference compared to what you're being told by, as I said, any other agency. The truth of the matter is you're likely not tracking fewer purchases, but still tracking too many. We have clients in all over Europe. The only issue where we've seen it is in the Netherlands, where they are actually under-attributing. We have clients in Australia, Canada, and the US. Every single one is, for the most time, just tracking too much. So don't blame anything on tracking protocol. If you're not growing at the pace you want to, it's your mistake, not Apple or any ad platform, right? You cannot live in a bubble where you're not taking responsibility for your own life. The only thing iOS 14.5 did was that it's more important than ever to just validate whether whatever is shown in the Ads Manager, and then have tools at your disposal to look beyond just what the platform says, right? As I went through with you, Shopify or Triple Whale, Northbeam. There's a lot of different tools you can use to get more insights into what's up and what's down. At the end of the day, the customer journey is likely consisting of multiple touch points from both paid and organic anyways. So focusing on the overall impact and how good you are bringing in new customers in a holistic way is what you should be focusing on, not just the nitty-gritty inside Facebook ads or TikTok ads or Google ads. Your customer journey is way more complex for the most part, unless you're probably just selling, $20 t-shirts and don't post on social organically. But tools like Triple Whale will help you with this anyways. So with that being said, this wraps up today's video. I hope you found some value in it. If you'd like me to dive deeper into attribution and customer journeys, just let me know below and I'll take another crack at it. And as always, if you're looking for an agency that actually has your best interests at heart and only gets paid based on the results, feel free to send me a message or email me at rasmus@minix.co. I would love to hear from you. But guys, thank you so much for watching the video today. Have an amazing day, and take care. Bye.